Who here hasn't had a sunburn? Hello, and welcome to today's insight. Today's insight is mainly about burnt skin. Right now, as you can see, I have a sunburn. It's not that dramatic. It's only the first layer of skin. Right, there's actually 3 layers of skin. So there's the epidermis, which is the top of your skin, which gets burnt by the sun. Then you have the dermis, okay, which is, as I saw, is divided into 2 parts. And when you have third degree burns, that's the lowest layer of dermis that has been burnt, which is closest to your fat, like the muscle, and so on and so forth. So, like, I'm talking about sunburns, like skin burns, as if these are like dramatic. It's not dramatic. It's just a sunburn, and it's a trauma for your skin. It is a trauma. But when we're talking lower layers, like second, third degree burns, that stuff follows you for the rest of your life. Now I'm talking from experience. I've got scars, meaning that my third layer of skin was affected, right? Because of all the surgeries and all the cutting. Well, my doctors had to open my skin and to be able to reach my bones and stuff like that. So, after being hit by a car, when I got to the hospital, the doctors operated on me. Now, all this to say that when you have had a trauma, right? A physical trauma, it shows because your skin will have been affected. Acne could be one of it too, right? People who've had massive acne, very bad acne, have like scarring on their face and so on and so forth. Kind of like my dad. But what I mean to say is that sometimes physical trauma helps for people to notice that something has gone wrong, and then they can like categorically put it in the category of there was a trauma. But let's say you, like, it doesn't show. If, for example, if you don't see my legs, and if you don't see the rest of my body, if you don't see my neck, you will not know, right, that I've been through a trauma, because it doesn't show. And I have worked on myself enough so that my personality doesn't show it either. I don't look like there's anything wrong with me. When I talk normal, and everything seems in place. So when I tell people that I was hit by a car, they're like, what? What? Where? How? Like, what? What? Seriously? How? And like, the important thing to know here is not that people being able to see your trauma is of importance. It's you being able to manage your trauma is what's important, which is one of the things that I had to learn, because it's crucial, extremely crucial, to interact with others and be able to be a functioning human being. You need to be able to manage your own traumas. Now, I said that what's important is to manage your trauma and how you deal with it, but I'm not the human factor. The other factor is I skipped it as if it's not important, but it is important. It is important in the sense that you need to be able to communicate that you have a trauma, that this is how you deal with your side effects, and that it is completely normal. And they just need to be slightly patient with you, or slightly tolerant, or whatever, right? Or understanding is the better term. They need to be understanding of the situation, because you're doing your best. You're getting out of the trauma. You are improving yourself. You are becoming better. And becoming better comes from with a little bit of chaos which is normal. It's like it's a needed factor of becoming the best version of yourself. So, and I did mention that physical trauma is more easier to understand because they see it. My trauma was mainly neurological, meaning I had killed some neurons or hurt some neurons, which by the way take a very long time to heal, and it demands a lot of self discipline, self like a lot of willpower. You need to have all these things put together to want to improve yourself once you have a neurological issue. And it takes time. It took me a minimum of 5 years to get back to slight normalcy, like being able to look normal. It took me 7 to become even better, and till to this day I have issues. Right, I still have issues. They are less, but they're still there. So it's all a matter of working on yourself, improving yourself, and being surrounded by people who understand that the trauma is a part of you now, and that you are going to do well if you want. Of course, this is if you want. You willing to work on it will is going to demand them to understand that they are going to have to be patient with you because you are a work in progress. Your objective is practically always on the move because you're always trying to get to something that you want to achieve. I don't know if that makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is that people need to be patient with you and they need to be understanding. And now, on the flip side, so do you, because you having gone through such a big trauma, you are no longer the same person. And you need to understand that it's going to take them some time to get used to the new you. But then, if you're constantly changing, it makes it even harder for them to grab onto something sturdy. You know what I mean? Because we as human beings love stability. We like something that is perpetual, that continues on. So if you are always in change, in motion, it's going to be difficult for people to comprehend why you're doing this. And so what I want you guys to ponder and what I want you guys to think about is, what is it that you are shying away from because you're trying to keep the normacy going and to not scare people around you? Ponder that. So what I want you guys to think about is there something you are stopping yourself from doing because you want to keep that continuation going and not force other people to change with you? Ponder that.